It's a gloomy day today. I am currently in Vancouver and I have been enjoying making this clip just because I really enjoy long form contents. Something you actually curate for quite a long time, and the process of it all, I think it's a beautiful process, especially sharing a little bit of my creative process and while I'm painting as well, sharing thoughts, ideas, and concepts to an audience. And I think that's a beautiful thing. So I wanted to share with you a few concepts, thoughts, things that I have picked up from books that I have read the past few months. And I wouldn't say I've read it completely. I just picked up a few things from it that I think resonated with me a lot, and I wanted to share them all with you. So the first book I wanted to share is The Creative Act, A Way of Being by Rick Rubin. This book was a gift. It is a quote from Robert Henry. The object isn't to make art, it's to be in that wonderful state which makes art inevitable. And I think that is such a beautiful thought to have every day as someone who loves to create. I used to say all the time now that I am painting, that I am just painting, and it is just a part of what I do as an act of, not just an act of survival, but as an act of alchemizing these emotions, these thoughts, these things. And every day the life changes and everything, and the ebbs and flows of life, incorporating it and alchemizing it into an art form. And it is painting for me. It is different from many other people, but that's how I resonated with this quote, and I wanted to share that with you. It is a good book to pick up, and it's something that has managed to change my perspective. The second book I wanted to share with you, it's actually just a quotation I picked up from this book, Hilma A.F. Klint, and the way she expresses her art form in many years of living is so powerful, and her energy is so potent, and it's just her actual way of seeing things is a meditation to life, and I love it so much. There's this book called Seeing is Believing. It is a red book that I'm attaching over here, and I have written a few notes that I've learned from that book, and I wanted to share that with you as well. Everything is clearly interconnected through many channels. The human brain has controlled, embodied, and organized colors, vibrations, sounds all together in creating a new form of energy that shows and exhibits a certain frequency. Everything that is perceivable within us as being alive and that activates dead form starts from a primordial torr, which never stops vibrating once it has been sounded. Klint mentioned that her works are produced through her rather than by her. And on the spiritual art of what the book explains more, is that the artist is the hand that purposefully sets the soul vibrating by means of this or that key. Thus, it is clear that the harmony of colors can only be based upon the principle of purposefully touching the human soul. That has shifted my idea in anything that I create is very much so affected by the environment I am in, or I am affected by the environment I am surrounding myself with, by the things that I create, with the people that I connect with the things that I hold dear to my heart, with what I surround myself with. And I think in your creative process, no matter what you are doing, it is such an important thing that you surround yourself with things that inspire you, with things that, the colors that you see every day, they actually wire our brains much further into the art that we create. And I am inserting here some things from my teacher told me about sound healing and wellness, and that frequencies and that energy and vibration matters in all sense of the world and through us and within us. that is something that I hold dear right now, and in my creative process, in my process, it's just an actual everyday living. And Hilma Eve Klinsing, in that part where her works are produced through her rather than by her, is such a beautiful thing. It's like seeing yourself as a vessel. You being human yourself, you are a vessel in this earth to share the gifts and talents and skills that you have within you, and being inspired by the world around you. It's just a simple thought, and yet it's so deep, and we can go deeper and deeper into that thought, and we find ourselves coming back to ourselves. And it's like a spiral. It's like a beautiful spiral of coming in and coming out again, and finding ourselves in positions or certain places in life that leads us to where we want to go, deeper into ourselves and outside of the world too. What a beautiful thought. I wanted to share is a little bit closer to my heart too. It is by Dr. Joe Dispenza. It is Becoming Supernatural. It is a famous book, I know. I take it with a grain of salt just because I try to incorporate it into my way of thinking, and of course taking bits and pieces of it and applying it to life. So the thought of we should choose our thoughts the way we choose our clothes every day. I think it's something that I wish to incorporate more and integrate more into everyday choosing clothes, because clothes are meant to serve us. They are not meant to just be clothes. Because when we choose our thoughts in a certain moment, we also start living in the now rather than living far ahead in the future that doesn't exist yet. There's this part of the book saying, indulge in the sweet spot of the generous present moments. There is no familiar past, no predictable future. There's only the generous present moment. Create the future by learning from the past. I think that's a beautiful thought to end this conversation or this monologue with you with. Those 3 books are basically what got me into this moment right now where creativity feels more fulfilling and expansive. I've always thought about it in a way that I wish to seek expansion rather than fulfillment most of the time. I hope that resonated with you as well, and I hope you, whatever you are doing and deciding on, I hope it you live with purpose through it. Great artists and creatives say, never give up. The only person that's stopping you is you. So I'll end that with that note.